Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your total non-stop deletion review. I'm your dog. What a delightful way to as I joined here.
Start this bullshit off.
This is not bullshit. This is a very dude. Internet Infantry, win, loss, or tie. Sammy, there's going to be you either love this or you hated this with an ultimate passion. Sammy, win, loss, or tie.
Yeah. I loved it. I think I absolutely loved it. I completely understand if people hated it, and that is a 100% viable option to me. I even sent you a message afterwards like, I just finished it. The fuck did I just watch? And I'm still not sure at all what it all happened in that entire fucking thing. But there were so many cameos, which is the best part that I enjoyed. And there was still some pretty good wrestling going on, and I thoroughly fucking enjoyed it.
This is a television show. When you put this on your TV, on your laptop, on your phone, on your tablet, whatever the fuck you watch Impact, that needs to go through your head. This is a weekly television show that was out of this fucking world. If TNA said, look, from now on, we're not TNA, we're TND, we're total non-stop deletion, I would have zero problems with that.
Yeah, but I'm okay. I'm completely okay with this.
Right, I guarantee you, the people who hate Lucha Underground are the exact identical people who do not like this.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and this is where you'll be able to tell the TNA fanboys to the Lucha Underground people, because the TNA fanboys are like, oh yeah, this is awesome, but what's that Lucha Underground shit? This is where you can clearly tell the difference.
Yeah.
And we always praise ourselves on being the honest TNA review out there. There's not a lot of them, but we are one of them. And this show, from a wrestling standpoint, if this was a wrestling review, I'd give this show like a weak tie. But for a television show, for a show production-wise, everything else gave this a pretty strong win. Yeah. Very strong win.
At the end of the day, I always, I can review it off the wrestling. Every show we do, I can review off the wrestling, I can review it off the story, I can review it off of decisions, this, that, and another. But my ultimate review is, did I enjoy what I watched? That's my number one thing. And yeah, I could nitpick this thing to death, but I had so much fun watching this.
You felt every emotion. You really did feel every emotion whilst watching this, which is what it's all about. So enough lollygagging around. We'll get to it. So Signon Benjamin starts us off with the typical "Don't try this at home," which really made me laugh. It was the first. I was like, God, you've got me already. I'm fucking hooked. That was brilliant.
It was awesome.
And then you start with Rebby, whatever the fuck you call this piece of shit. I'm going to call her R. Hardy from now on. So R. Hardy, she's playing piano, Matt's on his boat, and Jeffrey is mowing his lawn, and Benjamin is preparing his fireworks. And then we go to WCAN TV camera news show. Betty Sue Fuertes, reporter there, says there is a live volcano. And then each week, hi, Jeff Hardy comes out, and he starts going fucking rampage. It was fucking priceless.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, I put my notes down, and I just went, all right, this is what's happening now. Can I fucking help you?
Whoa, shit. He's like, delete.
Yeah, you can't. Anyway, we got a third guest, ladies and gentlemen.
I wish I could do that, but I watched it on It's a Pirate's Life for me, so I watched it a bit earlier, so I could pause it. Yeah, so I could take notes. So I've got everyone covered. I really like the TV news and Cameron bit. Like, that hasn't been done before, and I thought it just made it feel legit. Like, the whole state of Cameron's been shut down because of this. It just made it so fucking amazing. So we go to this arena. It's kind of like Matt Hardy's training arena, but it's got fans in, which are invited and signed a contract to be able to be there. They really laid this story out with give or take no flaws. Yeah. Like, the story is just fucking magnificent. So Matt Hardy, Brother Nero, and Signon Benjamin comes out. Jeremy Borash and Fuck Me Sideways, Josh Matthews had to be there to ruin my night. The sound of his voice made me want to delete him. Delete Matthews. Borash is a good commentator. He's the actual kind of mini producer of this show. Oh, really? So yeah, real props to Jeremy Borash for creating this. Matt Hardy says tonight the entire city has been shut down. He says Matt Hardy and Brother Nero are here to prove they are the best tag team in all of space and time. Rockstar, or Spud of Rockstars, comes out. He says no one is getting deleted and how he's sick of all this shit. Spud wants to fight King Maxwell. Matt, as the promoter, He accepts the match. He brings out a licensed official and makes it a no DQ. So our opening match of the evening, we have King Maxwell versus Rockstar.
No. Hold on. The first match of the night is a full-grown fucking man versus a 1-year-old infant. Let's not dick around with what just happened here. A full-grown human being male is going to get in the ring and fight for a victory over a 1-year-old child.
In a no disqualification match.
In a no disqualification match. Holy shit.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So he comes out in this fucking Mercedes.
And everyone's added that little car as a kid. It's like the little fucking driving car that you get. Like just a little toy scooter things. And it's like being remote controlled because that kid's not giving a good goddamn. He doesn't give a shit. And he fucking wanders his ass up to the ring. God damn almighty, this is my favorite thing ever.
So the little kid gets in the ring. He's dressed in full gear. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He's dressed
full broken hearted gear.
He's dressed to compete, that little man. So the match, you feel, I'm thinking, oh my god, they're legit going to do a match here. And then fucking Senor Benjamin tases the fuck out of Spud. Maxwell covers him and gets the win. Disco Inferno in the back says, at least it wasn't me this time.
Is that who that was?
It was Disco Inferno.
Disco Inferno, that's awesome. I didn't realize that's who that was.
Glenn Gilberti, I think the jobber's name is, or Disco Inferno. I like Disco Inferno. I don't get why people hate the guy, but I thought that's funny.
You've listened to several interviews with him between his show that he does with
Vince
Conan.
Yeah,
he does a show with Conan that's really good, and he's done a couple interviews with Jericho on his show that are really good. You find out, like, no, this guy isn't a dumbass. He actually really knows what he's talking about. He's a lot better than people let on.
I agree. Lashley turns up in his nice car, and Eddie Edwards goes through the forest because he's
just wandering through the fucking woods.
No shirt,
for no fucking reason. Just, I'm gonna go fucking trounce through the woods because reasons.
Brilliant. We have the news reporter. He says the roads are closed ahead, and then Shane Helms comes, stick back. I'm coming through, as in stand back. The Hurricane's coming through. I love that. He has the Helms Dynasty in the boot. They must have been freezing their fucking balls.
It must have been cold as shit. I don't know when this was filmed. If it was filmed, when most of the other stuff was filmed, it was probably still hot as shit in Quick Carolina. If it was filmed recently, it was fucking cold.
They must have been fucking freezing their box off. So Rock and Roll Express knock on the door. They're here for the tag team Apacolypto.
Hold on. We're going to take a Sammy timeout real quick. I don't know if y'all heard what he just said. Okay. The fucking legit real life Rock and Roll Express showed up on this show. And all of their beautiful flowing golden mulleted ass wrestling directly from the 1980s are in this goddamn show. I marked out so fucking hard. I texted LK. I was like, oh my God, it's a fucking Rock and Roll Express. I don't know what to expect anymore. This is the greatest fucking thing I've ever watched in my entire life. You can't understate. Like, it's the Rock and Roll Express, arguably the greatest tag team of all time.
What makes it even better is, like, they didn't release spoilers, so there's, like, no way for you to know these things come up, because who's going to give the spoilers away? It was absolutely brilliant. And then we go to the ring, we have Cyena's own. She's in the ring, she wants Rosemary, she challenges anyone for the number one contendership. Vingard 1 comes out, he accepts.
Fucking drone. Oh my God, what the fuck? Sometimes wrestling is stupid. That's my philosophy. Every once in a while when me and my buddies are watching it and something dumb happens, we go, sometimes wrestling is stupid. This was fucking stupid. Enjoyable, but dumb.
So the referee kicks Vingard 1 out. He then says, well, he doesn't say, it's on the screen, he says, this is bullshit as fuck.
The drone. I don't know if y'all caught what he just said, but the drone said that this is bullshit as fuck.
Yeah, I apologize. Did I cut? Am I back now?
No, you're good. No, I would just, in case they weren't paying attention.
Oh, I just worried that we were going out there. So ODB, she comes out to accept the challenge.
Who the fuck is this bitch? Looking like she's a TNA straight come up the tech. Oh my God, like straight out the trailer park.
I got here, Sammy cummed in his pants.
That is as trashy as humanly possible. She is beautiful from the neck down. That face looks like you got beat to death with a mallet.
So the ODB, comes out. The referee bumps. Sienna then. My notes are so bad. So ODB hits the chair. Vingard 1 does the count. 1, 2. The referee pulls Vingard 1 out. Sienna then hits the silencer to get the win. After the match, ODB rubs Vingard 1 on her tits. She's just brilliant.
Oh god damn! Like who took fucking 9 ounces of shrooms and then sat alone in a forest and wrote this shit? Somebody came up with this. This was someone's idea. You know, some people were like, okay, maybe if he does this finish, we can tell this story about him. He's mad at him. This guy was like, just came up there, blitzed out his mouth, like, listen, there's a fucking robot helicopter. And it's gonna come in. It's gonna fuck shit up. It's gonna get yanked out, and this old bitch with gigantic tits is gonna get pinned. And to thank the fucking robot, it's just gonna motorboat the shit out of it. Somebody came up with that. Think about that for a fucking second.
Brilliant. Then we have Itchweed versus Stoling. So they're in a sleeper hold. Itchweed collapses because he's high out of his face. Itchweed then wakes up at the 7 count. He hits a cactus elbow through a table and then hits an elbow drop to get the win. He then shreds Sterling's attire with his weed whacker. That's what he called it, the weed whacker. You shouldn't get away with that on national television, but they do.
Well, that's what the weed whacker. That's genuinely what they're called over here.
Oh, all right. What do we call that? A strimmer over here.
A strimmer. Yeah, at least down here in the South, it is most definitely a weed whacker.
That's fair enough. Each to their own. Then we have a world title match. Yes, I said a world title match. We have Lashley versus Eddie Edwards. I love how. And you know what? As a review, I'm very upset. You know, we always have philosophies and rules. The World Championship match was not the main event. I find that unacceptable, out of order, downright disgraceful. Shows a loss. The world title should be the main event.
It's a loss. It's a loss. If
the world title should always be the main event. Oh, that's a we would. I know English sarcasm.
That's called a joke, ladies and gentlemen. Any other time, we would be telling the truth. But considering what I don't know if y'all missed the part or if you're tuning in late, where a robot got motorboat by a bitch with double D's. If these are our typical rules, that's what we're doing with them right now because it's fucking out the window.
Oh, Jesus. So Edwards hit a blue thunder bomb. And it's such a nice... I wish people got the win with that. Like, on a serious note, I wish someone had that as their finisher and legit got wins with it because it's such a gorgeous move.
I agree. Like, me and my other 2 wrestling friends, whenever we get bored, our chat on Facebook is whatever our current made-up wrestling gimmick is. So right now, we're the Hill people. But I was a wrestler, that's my finisher. Like when I play 2K16 or 2K17 and I make my character, my finisher is the Blue Thunder Bomb because it's so fucking good looking. And it looks devastating. It
does. It looks like a finishing move. Edwards hits the Boston E-Pie for 2. Then he gets a "This is awesome" chant from these. Even these cunts have to shout it, don't? And they're fucking wrestlers. That's irritating. Lashley hits the Ron Simmons Dominator, powerbombs Eddie into the crowd. He then spears Edwards through a door, and then they brawl into the woods. And we come
into the fucking wilderness.
I wish I was joking. Throughout this evening, we go to cutscenes of this. It's fucking insane. So we have tag team Apacolypto for the tag titles. The rules are there is rules.
There are rules somehow.
Falls count anywhere. It's an open challenge, and the winners are the last team not to be eliminated. Okay, so you have the Broken Hardys. They come out, and if they lose, the volcano will erupt and the Hardy compound will be deleted. Helm's Dynasty.
So, like, when they said, like, oh, we've got to prove we're the greatest tag team in time and space, you're like, okay, yeah, whatever. You find out right there that apparently if they don't win, the fucking world ends. This volcano, which, by the way, they show this volcano, and it's like 5 feet high. It's the most piss poor volcano in the world. And they've got to win or else the world's over.
So, Helm's Dynasty.
Holy shit, I felt like I was high.
Rock and Roll Express are the next ones. Then Decay. So the smoke starts, okay, and then you hear public must evacuate the building. So all these fuckers are running out of this fucking building. Hardys and Rock and Roll, they spray fireworks and decay at the Helms Dynasty, who are fucking doing one. Unbelievable. Shane then tells them to drive and get out of here, so they drive. Matt then jumps up on top of the car, starts smashing his head, shouting, delete, 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 smashing his
while
head.
While driving down the road in the back of this pickup. Like,
oh,
he's just going, delete, delete, and it's hilarious. And they don't cut the audio for them going farther away. So he's still going, and just as loud, you're hearing, delete, even though it's like a speck that's fucking big.
Absolutely brilliant. Jeff then gets the referee on the back of the bike. The referee says, "Where's my helmet?" Jeff goes, "This is Apacolypto. Grow some balls, man."
Oh my god, this is an actual thing that happened in a wrestling show.
Hardys throw Everett into a road sign for 2 for a good near fall.
Why the fuck not?
Steve then breaks and kills some poor indie talent.
He kills a dude! He murdered another human being! And there's another team sitting behind this random-ass gate that we haven't seen before. And he looks at him and goes like, that dude's dead. They murdered a human being!
What's even better is they still, most of them stayed. You saw one guy do one, the rest of them stayed. Unbelievable. Where are we? The Bravado brothers, they come in line. Everett hits a road cone to the side of the head for 2. Decay, they kill some more indie talent at the gate as it's an open challenge. So it's basically a big gate and then people walk in. Bravados, they sneak past. Spud is waiting on his partner. He's like, I got a big bad partner, just you watch. And it cuts to break. And when they come back, it's fucking Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle with a King of Small style shirt, which I thought was fucking brilliant. It's fucking Hornswoggle.
Trevor Lee hits a jumping knee strike for 2. Hardy uses his powers to move the boat to kick him out.
The boat broke up a 2 count.
The Helms Dynasty then start beating up the boat. Just beating up the boat. Matt pushes Shane in. This was brilliant. So Matt pushes Shane into the water. When he comes back out, the Helms Dynasty become the Freakout from WCW. They start dancing. Shane then goes, "You're not Shannon or Evan. They're better." Lee and Everett then super kick Shane. Bravado then roll up Helms for a 2. There is another fucking ring. This one is outside. It's the Hardys and the Rock and Roll Express, and then they cut. And it's Lashley and Edwards are still brawling somewhere out of the fucking wild.
They're like in a swamp now, like in fucking knee-high water.
Lee and Everett then run through a door. They lock the door. The referee gives them a 5 count, and then they quickly unlock it and run. So they're back in the Hardy compound ring. Jeff and Norton, they fight on top of this like a crane type. So it's like a crane and a crane.
There's 2 cherry pickers. For you those that are familiar with it, there are 2 cherry pickers for no goddamn good reason. And one member of the Rock and Roll Express is in one, and one member of the Hardys in the other, and they just move them up over the ring and they start brawling for, reasons.
Matt then lifts the crane up, or whatever the fuck, cherry picker, all the way to the heavens, as he says it. Ricky Morton then says, "That's fucking high enough."
Like, there's totally a point where you can hear they were supposed to cut the audio, and I'm sure they did this on purpose, because you can hear him genuinely go like, "Okay, that's fucking high enough." Like, where he's genuinely getting scared. They just decided to leave it in.
Jeff then hits a swanton off the top of a crane and misses. Matt with a twist of fate to get Rock and Roll eliminated. Those poor bastards. Matt then goes, "Spot Monkey Nero, are you okay?"
Did he call him Spot Monkey Nero? Yeah. I totally missed that.
That's why I kept pausing it. That's like watching this show and taking notes it was better because I could pause it, laugh, and then write. It was perfect. Where are we now? So back in the Hardy ring, Hornswoggle hits Bravado's with chair. Spud covers 3. That's Bravado's out. Swoggle then powerbombs and frog splash Spud to eliminate Rockstar Spud. Norton is still screaming, "Get me down," until Road Warrior Animal starts laughing at him.
Who literally shows up for that scene for like maybe 10 seconds and is never seen again. He's just gone.
Decay then have a match, and now stare down with the DCC. Storm and a shitloads of masked men turn up. Abyss covers 1, 2, 3. The DCC are eliminated, but Storm is pissed off because, he didn't know him. He's like, who's this guy? Like, he's not...
Who the fuck is this guy? I don't know who that is.
Decay and Hardys, they brawl. Eddie Edwards and Lashley, they brawl. And then the volcano goes off. And then the hurricane comes.
Yeah, Hurricane shows up.
The thing is, he portaled from one side of the
he fucking like Superman jumped. Like there was like terrible green graphics.
Then we're back to the news report. They says the fate of our world is in the Hardys' hands. Outside the ring, the Decay, they beat on Jeff. Helms, he beats on Matt. Vingard 1 shoots Abyss with fireworks. Lean Everett go to hit Matt, but Hurricane, he saves Matt, so he turns babyface. Hurricane says Helms Dynasty is broken. Hardys so it's Matt Hardy and Hurricane. They dig a grave and they bury alive the Helms Dynasty. It says even the man with 3 H's would be proud of how these young guys are buried, and then did that.
And then look directly into the cameras. Holy fucking shit, that was great. Like, just to have the balls to fucking say that is hilarious.
It's brilliant. Hornswoggle then hurts himself trying to spear Lashley. The compound grass then just sets on fire. Abyss and Jeff brawl in it, as do Matt and Crazy Steve, and some really fucking awesome visuals.
I'm going to pause just again, another semi-signature pause to make 2 points. Crazy Steve's a way better wrestler than I thought he was. He's actually pretty good. I actually really like Crazy Steve. I was heartbroken. Okay, we'll make that 3 point. I was heartbroken Rosemary wasn't there because she makes my poor little white trash heart sing. And she's like one of my favorite female wrestlers right now. And besides EC3, I have decided that my favorite person on that roster is Trevor Lee. Trevor Lee is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain about that at all.
Have you seen it? We'll get to it. We'll get to the end. Continue.
So Jeff hits a twist of fate onto Steve into the volcano. The volcano then erupts, sending Steve all the way back into the ring. Matt Hardy then covers him. 1, 2, 3. The Hardys retain. And then R. Hardy then announced Rebby, because it's spelled Rebbi in English, like it's Rebbi, like sky, Rebbi. So the way it's spelled is not like destroying English more than I do. She then announces she's pregnant. And they celebrate. Lashley and Edwards, fuck knows where they are.
Yeah, that is not resolved yet. There is no end to that particular match. For all accounts and purposes, they're still fucking fighting in the woods of Carolina.
Unbelievable. So I hope we have a news report update on that next week. But what the fuck are they going to do next week? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, how the fuck do you follow that?
God, it's unbelievable. And it was unbelievable in a good way. We're at a crazy time when no one normally knows we go live. Well, we do go live, but not normally at this time for a TNA review. So we'll just see if we have any live comments. Not expecting. Don't we have any at all?
Nope.
We have 4 likes and no one left a comment. Oh well, at least that saves them all for post, which is when we get our help in the viewership. So the best way to help us is to obviously subscribe, leave a like and comment, because the way the YouTube algorithm now works is that not depending on your subscribers, it's depending on the amount of comments and the way the community is interacting. So get interactive. That's why I spent the majority of my illness replying to every single comment ever left. Literally, I just clicked on comments and went through every single one ever left. So that being said, that's our total non-stop deletion review. We're about to go live with a Armageddon 2016 preview and prediction show. Then on Saturday, I'll be back with a House of Hardcore 22 review, and maybe something me and Sammy will do, depending on how he's available. Then Sunday, me, Sammy, and possibly Booms will be here for your WWE Armageddon 2016, aka Roadblock, end of the line review. Lots to look forward to on the channels. Hit the like, subscribe, all the links in the description box, KocoSports.net. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll be catching your asses deleted down that line.